We need to overthrow the government of the United States under Donald Trump. Not in any violent or unlawful way, but it must be overthrown nonetheless. On behalf of our public health, on behalf of our schools and the future of our children and their education, on behalf of our standing abroad in an irreversibly global community, on behalf of our mothers, wives, daughters, sisters, girlfriends, lovers, on behalf of every woman in this country, this must be done. There is a small cadre of people currently in power who are hell-bent on continuing a malicious immigration policy that has set this country up for charges of human rights violations by the global community. This cadre has looted money from the federal treasury and deposited it directly into the bank accounts of their most ardent political supporters, so that they and several generations of their descendants will have the resources to maintain the GOP in political power for as long as possible. They have mocked the concept of affordable health insurance, proving once and for all that they are destroyers and not builders. And the way that they've assaulted the Affordable Care Act, a piece of legislation that I still believe is one of the most remarkable achievements of the Obama administration, is shameful. Their treatment of Obamacare is shameful. They shrug at gun violence and cash NRA checks, knowing they've earned every dime of that money. They spit in the face of the global community at the merest suggestion that the U.S. alter its outdated energy policies, thus scuttling decades of U.S. leadership in the global environmental movement. They offer neither hope nor solutions to yet another generation of people of color who seek only a decent seat at the American economic table, yet instead are issued a prison term, or worse, a bullet. They view and treat women as human beings that are not entitled to the same constitutional protections that men are. They are sons. They themselves are sons, husbands, fathers. And yet when the time arrived in the thick of the Me Too movement to set politics aside and establish that women's rights were more important than political expediency, they failed. And it was ugly. You could have stood on the steps of any federal courthouse in this country and found a man or woman who was as qualified or more qualified than Kavanaugh, whose appointment and the appointment of that person would have assured the American people that justice is all that matters inside the chamber of the Supreme Court. They did not do that. It is time to overthrow the government of Donald Trump. Democrats may not have as many rich, power-mad billionaires pulling their strings like the GOP has, but our advantage is that all of those billionaires still only have one vote. There are more of us than there are of them. And when we vote, we win. And the only way we don't win is when we don't vote. Let's overthrow the government of Donald Trump peaceably, lawfully, and with extreme prejudice. Let's make America great again by making Donald Trump a casino operator again.